Everyone, this is George, real estate agent, author, and speaker with my lovely friend.
Hi everyone, I'm a relationship coach. My name is Elle, and I'm also a real estate agent.
And today's episode is going to be, what do I want in a partner? Ooh, some truths are going to come out today.
So I want to make sure that you guys, you kind of balance it out. If it's going to be a romantic partnership or a business partner, you can kind of like explore both.
Okay, but it's still going to be good. Because some people shouldn't be in our lives, and we're going to get to that in a minute. So why is this so important to talk about, that for our viewers to know?
You have to ask yourself that question because when you get involved in any kind of relationship, it's a business partner or a romantic partner, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a commitment in a relationship? Are you looking for just not a commitment in a relationship? Are you looking for a business partner that you want them to work with you in certain days or based on projects? All the details, part of the details that you have to kind of figure out before you bring that person to your life.
I think a lot of the times we don't set the ground rules for what we're looking for what we want, like you said, in business and relationships. And sometimes people don't talk about, well, these are the things that are important to me. Like loyalty is important, being a team player, building together, being honest. Values, and this is why a lot of people get it wrong. They don't know that the other person is looking for certain things in our partners. Like for me, loyalty is very important, whether it's personal or whether it's business. You can't be close to two people at the same time. That just doesn't work that way, because you're being loyal to one and you're being dishonest to the other one. So loyalty is very, very huge for me in both business and relationships. And also, as far as boundaries is concerned, what do you expect from the other person? A lot of people don't know or don't want to bring certain things to the table. And for me, if I bring everything to the table, I expect for everybody else to also bring everything to the table and not hold anything back.
So the first key is to communicate exactly what are you looking for. And as far as boundaries, yes, what is interesting to you to have that relationship with, and how do you want to maneuver through that interaction. And the first thing is to communicate that. Let's see what our values are. Let's see what can we communicate about that. Let's see if it's I want somebody who has the morals are up here or down here, or whatever it is that you like to have with that partnership and a relationship. Then just talk about it and make sure that you know what it is for yourself. Because that's the first key. If you don't know, and then you just get together with a business partner or a relationship, a romantic relationship, and you don't know what you want, and then a month, 2 months, 6 months passes, and then you realize, okay, this is not what I wanted. You need to know exactly where you are at the beginning.
And then you already, if 6 months later, you already made them comfortable to be a certain way, and it's really hard to get out of those bad behaviors because they're already 6 months in. Well, you didn't say anything at the beginning, so why are you saying it now if it bothers you? But yeah, that's a great, interesting point and perspective. I think also it's important that if somebody is helping you grow and you're being selfish and then not offering something in return or equal or greater value in return, I think that's also something that's not good in any relationship, whether it's personal or business. Because if I'm helping you grow your business and we have businesses simultaneously side by side, and you're growing and you're being successful, but yet I'm not being given any kind of direction or help or support, then now it's a one-sided relationship. And same thing with the personal relationship. If I'm being supported with you and what you're doing and your contributions, what you're working on, and then I'm not getting that, that's also pretty selfish too, because I'm not getting no encouragement. And sometimes we also need like that pat on the back, or you're doing a great job, keep that up, or have you tried this? I think that's important as well too.
So it all comes down to the communication part of it. If and in any kind of relationship something comes up and the other partner does something or says something that doesn't sit well with you, the key is to just have that conversation, say how you felt about that interaction, and be very loving when you, I invite you to be loving when you have that conversation, because it may came from something from the past, and if you ask them in a right way, then they can go and reflect and think about it and come back, and then you can talk about it and say, okay, this is what happened in the past, and that's what I got in that relationship, and I'm kind of wary and I'm afraid, or I'm very like step by step, I want to understand what's going on. And that's okay, as long as you have that conversation and you're both on the same page and you understand each other.
What do you think about the recommendation of when you sit down with your partners, whether business or personal, is to write a list of things that are the things that you want in a relationship, and things that would be a deal breaker for you, and have those two sides and say, look, these are the things that I want in my relationship, and these are the things that I hope I don't get, because these are toxic traits. What do you think about actually using that approach in relationships?
Each relationship is different. Some people can very naturally have that talk having a coffee or having dinner and have that conversation. And they're very comfortable to do that on the both sides. Sometimes it's a little bit different, and then they think that other person has these values, but they see after 10 days or whatever that is kind of different.
They were pretending?
No, but it's just like, sometimes you want to relook at it in a different way, and the circumstances comes up, and then the reactions to that circumstance, you can see how that other person is reacting. So it always can be resolved by just having a conversation. You said that, and this is what happened, and that I felt this way. Is that true? Or let's talk about it and explain to me, because I don't understand where that came from.
I something just came to me. I've always said that a person is at the beginning is going to be the same person at the end of a relationship, whether it's good or bad. But the problem is sometimes that people pretend to be a certain way to get into that relationship, whether it's personal or business, and then their true colors start to come out. So they pretended to be somebody they weren't, to be involved in this relationship or the situation or this business partnership, and then the bad habits start coming out, that's not obviously cool. But I do see that sometimes for people that I know in my past. I'm not gonna lie, that's been there, but that's not a very cool thing. But so basically, communication is key. Be aware, notice the little things, and if there's changes in behavior, speak on it, communicate that, and call them out on it to see if they're gonna adjust back on how it started, so they don't veer off course. What do you think about that?
Yes, so the key to that is to tell them at the beginning. Honesty is very important for me. So at anything that happens, please be honest with me and tell me exactly what's happening and what's going on in your mind or the background or whatever it is. I like to know from you. I don't want to know after 3 months or from other people. So it would be best for us. I'm going to be the same way. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, what has happened in my past, and what I like to have built together from now on. And I'll be honest with you, and I would like that my partner to also be honest with me.
And just to be really, really fair, some people do change, not because you want them to change, but because they wanted to change. So if they were a bad person before, that doesn't mean they can be a good person in the future. But if they change from being good and bad, and they lied to get in the relationship, that's not cool. But people do change because I've changed quite a bit over the years. I'm not the same person. I mean, some people might say, oh, George was this way. It was like, well, first of all, I'm not that way because I'm always growing. I'm always reading. I'm always researching. So I'm always exposing a new version of me. And there's times where people expose the new versions of themselves.
Yes.
Of course, we don't want new versions of being worse. We want new versions of being better, not worse.
Yes. So, yes, people who want to change and they're really exploring, taking classes, reading.
Personal development.
Yes. Then, yes, they will change because they want to.
They want to.
But the other thing is, don't think that you can change the other person.
Oh, no, never. We can't do that because we don't have the power to change anybody. That's not our job.
Yes. So
it's not a responsibility, and that's a gift that we were not given. We cannot change anybody.
Yeah, so I see if you can accept them the way they are, and that's okay with you because they're not going to change. You cannot change them unless they want to. And just to see how it's working out for you in the person that they are today.
But just keep in mind though, how it starts, it always ends. So if you catch some bad habits at the very beginning, this is how it's going to be forever until you're fed up with it and you cannot understand it, which is not fair to you, and it's also not fair to the person also because you allow them to get away with certain stuff. Whether it's personal or business, doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
So be honest with yourself and know exactly what you're looking for. And if you change your mind and as it goes because you're growing as a person, that's okay.
Yeah.
Then you can always say, this is what I wanted before. Now I'm a little bit going toward this way.
And it's better to go your separate ways and not hate each other, but respectfully, kind of go your own ways, it's a great thing too. So is there any final thought that you would like to share with our viewers before we end this episode?
Just exactly what we talked about a few minutes ago, just to be honest.
Be honest.
With yourself, because that's the only way you know exactly what you want. I mean, if you change your mind from the time that like a few years ago until today, that's okay. But just understand what is the core values that you're looking for and make sure that you have those values yourself. If you're asking from the other person, it's best to have those values. Like if you're an honest person and you want another honest person to come to your life.
Absolutely.
Yes. So you have to have those qualities and then ask for the qualities of that from the other person.
So stick with the good qualities. It'll take you farther in life. So thank you so much for watching us in this episode, and we'll see you on the next episode. Oh, by the way, wherever you see this information, if you have questions, concerns, if you want to reach out to us, just send us a quick text, email, and we'd be happy to help you guys. Talk to you soon in the next video.
Thank you. Have a great day.